Booner overdosed on Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid.
Are you sure?
Yeah, so it's not. I'm
gonna fix it 1 second. I'll see what the problem is, boys.
No problem.
I got
We'll
it.
do that all over again.
Oh, yeah.
I got it. Let me refresh this 1 second.
It looks like we're about to be rolling.
All right, boys. I think I fixed it.
Hey! Can you see us? Can you hear us?
I think we're live, baby. Throw the music on, Nick. Let's go.
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee.
To Woodward Sports Network. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Hey, second time is a charm. Usually it's third time, but we made it here. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys all tuning in to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. Broder here. We're doing the intro again. Jaylen over there in the TD booth. And the one, the only Nick is finally back from Ford Field South. He made it back, so we've got Nick back in the sound booth. Our full crew.
Boys!
Dude,
Full crew.
That time when we were offline, dude, I had just shared the secret that Brad Holmes told me. It's their trade deadline strategy. I don't think I can say it again. I don't think I can share that. It was just in the first 3 minutes. So.
Do you want me to tell them?
Maybe at like 9:50.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe if we get to like 300 likes, I'll tell everyone.
Yeah. Do you think they heard? I don't think they heard of it. We have a guest tonight.
We do.
We have a
big
guest.
time guest. I've never met this guest. You're very familiar with him, but the one, the only.
The only.
John the Doc Macaroon
Yes.
will be joining our show at 8:30. 8:30 till 9 o'clock. He will be on for 2 segments talking about the Detroit Lions. He was on E&E today. And he's starting to get familiar. He's a morning show, I think, on Wednesdays. He's starting to get familiar with Woodward Sports here.
John's a good dude.
Shout out to the Doc, man. I'm excited to talk to him for first time ever, too.
You know, I think he's been waiting to get on the night show because we can have a little bit more fun. He's a funny guy. He's got some personality.
I'm ready to
go. You know,
go.
he's stuck with Ermanni and Edwards and Nez. Got to be all buttoned up on the 2 o'clock show with Fox 2. No, tonight
When
we
you're
have a
with
great
Booner,
conversation.
you don't have to be buttoned up.
No chance. I know what your first question is. I know what you want to be doing.
He would know exactly. I think a lot of people do. Hey, we've got a packed show, though. I did want to read some of these comments here.
Shout out Lions Troll. Shout him out.
We owe them 4 minutes, they said, man.
Yo, we'll get you guys maybe a couple at the end here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you deserve it, if you're kind.
No, the people are always kind.
They are.
And there were
deserve
some
it.
people in here though that were they're like, "Hey, is Booner overdosing on Kool-Aid? Is he still mixing his Kool-Aid? Is he out there washing his skis?" There was a lot of comments in there.
crazy.
When they start going that direction, that means you're becoming loved. That means that we're becoming family. When you can be made fun of, you can poke a little fun. That's when we're really getting close.
I love everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
First show ever for Lions Troll in the chat.
Shout out to
First time
Lions
tuning into this
Troll.
one. I've seen him in the other shows.
Hey, welcome
Thank you for
in.
being there.
Welcome in. Hey, Coach Walk in the chat. Lorena in the chat. Ski Mask Boy in the chat. Nicholas Earl. We've got everyone
William
in here.
Vanderslag.
John effing Lord. We've got a packed thing, and we've got a packed show for you guys as well here to do, or today as well. 8:15. We're going to talk again, Broder. Jared Goff MVP conversation. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions ceiling a little bit. It's going to warm us up a little bit for this John Macaroon talk here, because I feel like
Toddy warm you up at night.
Oh yes! Shout out Easy. Easy told me first put me on the Hottie Toddy.
Really?
Like the drink.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Hotty
shout out
Toddy,
to him.
we came to potty.
Oh yeah, Hottie Toddy. That's Ole Miss, right?
No, Lottie Dottie, we came to party. Snoop Dogg.
What's Ole Miss?
Yeah, I think you're right, Booner.
Ole Miss?
I think he might
Hottie
have
Toddy.
one.
What is that?
I've heard that before.
That's
I
like
knew
they're
what you were
saying.
talking about.
That's like their Go Blue.
Okay, hey, learn something new every day.
Oh yeah, I'll teach you a
Shared
lot.
a new bar.
Oh yeah, I'll teach you something every day, brother. 8:30 though, the Doc will be joining the show. 8:45, the Doc will still be on the show. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we're going to go do a little temperature check. We've been doing this segment every week, once a week. Typically, Broder brings some names. I have a few names, and we're going to do a temperature check on the Detroit Lions players, coaches, GM, everything that you guys want to hear. We're going to do it. Maybe we'll have some of the people put some in there and get a temperature check of that. 9:15, Booner and Broder's NFL Power Rankings. We're going to lock ours in again. Week 7, we're going to get those in. Will the Detroit Lions be number 1?
Will they?
I'm interested to see what you have, brother.
There's some national media people who are calling for Lions at number 1 in the power rankings. We'll see. I'm excited to see it. I know you had them top 5. I'm excited to see if they jump up a little bit.
I had them 4th last week.
You had them 4th. That's right.
Yeah, so I think I had them pretty high last week. So
9 o'clock.
Maybe I'll move them up. 9:30. We're gonna go around the NFL really with some of these other ones. Pete Prisco. If you guys have been joining the show, you guys know me and Pete Prisco have a rivalry that's been going on since week 1. I might be going at him, and there might be a new guy that gets in Pete Prisco's spot. There might be a new guy that takes over here, and I might be going at a new guy. If anyone, I'm sure a lot of people.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pumped.
You don't?
No. When you post the national ones, I don't look at them because I want to see like who. I want to live react of who's making good ones.
Can I throw a hint out there because the doc? He'll talk about it.
I might know.
Sports Illustrated.
Same company.
Same company. Because when he talked on E&E, he did mention that there were a lot of people reaching out to him. And he was like, listen, that's not me.
Yeah, that's degenerate behavior in the worst way.
100%. 9:40, though. This is actually your segment, Broder, and I thought it was really sweet, kind of looking into the position groups and which group right now in the Detroit Lions locker room is the deepest and the most, I would say, that you're the most comfortable with.
I had an epiphany, and we'll talk about it, but I just had this weird feeling about this group that maybe hasn't gotten the same amount of love the rest of the season, and all of a sudden, on Sunday, they were just like, wait, they can beat you in so many ways. I can't wait for that.
I'm excited for that as well, but as you guys heard, packed show. Let's get this thing started here real quick, Broder. First thing I want to bring up is I heard the morning show talk about it a little bit with Dan Campbell, and I think you were on the show. Was it today?
Yeah, I was on for the first half
hour. You talked about the Dan Campbell. They asked about the Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
and I did. I put in the graphic in there. I put of the odds for the NFL Coach of the Year award right now and where it stands. I feel like right now, as it look, if you see it up there, Dan Campbell plus 250, Mike McDaniel plus 350, and then the guy that you called out a couple times there, Broder, D'Amico Ryans. A big drop off all the way to plus 900. As of right now, I want to hear your thoughts on it. I think he's a lock.
D'Amico?
Come on, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, if the season ended today, yes. We got 10 more games to go. You know, I think
the magic number for him?
He's got it paved in terms of like Lions wins.
For him to lock this in.
Lock to win 11 wins, he should be a lock for Coach of the Year.
I agree. I think 11 wins and the NFC North title, I think it's a lock.
It all kind of depends on what do the Texans do the rest of the year? Like, do they find a way to win that division, sneak into the playoffs? Like that's a Brian Dable move from last year. D'Amico Ryans coming in and leading them to the playoffs in year 1 would be crazy with the 2nd and 3rd overall picks.
The only thing is like if last year, if that happened, say Brian Dable snuck in, right?
Yeah.
And 9 wins, sneaks in the playoffs, gets a playoff win. That doesn't count, I don't think, playoffs for these awards. But imagine last year if Dan Campbell, if they would have won the North and had 11 wins last year, and that
he would have won.
He won.
Dan Campbell would have won.
It's the same thing this year, to where if D'Amico Ryans does sneak in, I think, or a random team sneaks in.
Oh yeah.
I think if the Lions still kind of get that done, it's just out of respect.
Yeah.
Out of respect, you haven't done it since what, 93? I think is the year.
And it's just, you look at how they're playing. Like it's a complete team. They're well coached. Like their entire coaching staff is great.
It's a lock.
All those things factor in. If it
250.
ended today, it would be an easy choice. Easy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Next thing we have here, kind of just the intro. First of all, Nick, do you have a mic?
I believe so.
I can hear you. Can you guys hear Nick?
Everybody, throw the hundreds in the chat. Throw the hundreds out. Throw the hundreds. I am back with a win. I can officially go on road trips again. I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, after the last show that we had, when Nick did mention that he went to Dallas last year and they lost, we were sitting in that room over there. Remember how I kind of went at him like, "Oh, you can't go back." Like,
yeah. Yeah.
He said his dad texted him and was like, "Hey," he didn't say Booner, he said Bruner.
He said Broder, actually. He mixed both of them up. So
He texted you about me?
Both of you guys.
Us going at him about how he can't go to the game. He was like, "Oh, Broder is hilarious for that."
Yeah, it was hilarious. But honestly, Tampa was awesome. I'm so glad I was able to go with the family, and just such a cool environment when you're with all these Lions fans and you're just away in this crowd of Red Sea. And it's just unbelievable to think that the Lions are 5-1, going back on the road before Baltimore. But it's such a special group of players, and it's a special group of fans as well. And you really saw that through all the videos.
I'm happy that someone, at least on our show, was able to go see that, because we've seen all these pictures every single week of these road games, and to be able to put that into perspective, like, I feel like Tampa was like the most Lions fans on a road so far, and it's like each week we keep going. There's just more and more Lions fans that just keep showing up and showing up and showing up. So that's hype. That is hype that you did it. I think we do have some. Might have a video maybe of. That we sent out to Broder. Did you send that video in that Nick sent?
I did. I was just looking for it. I saw that I have an image of him up in the stands, and I thought there was a video right next to it.
Yeah, it is. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, he's out there talking to Afro guy, whoever this is. You know?
It don't matter if it's 1 or 100. As long as we get that W, I'm good with it. Let's go!
Look at that pause on that face there.
Yeah.
The yell.
Let's go.
Oh my
that was a
gosh.
short clip, but you can feel the energy just oozing out of your veins, Nick. It was a blast.
It was special, and I cannot wait to go back on the road with all these fans. It was super special.
I have a question for you.
Yep, let's get it.
I asked for one thing for you to go to Tampa, tackle Baker Mayfield and sack him. Did you get the job done?
I did not see Baker at 3 a.m. at a Waffle House
Oh!
or anything like
You
that.
did?
I did not, so I didn't have the opportunity to tackle him. But
At least I know you would have.
yeah, I definitely would have given it a go. Anything to help the team.
I
You're
think I
just a
would.
team player, bro.
I've been
Appreciate
thinking
it.
about the last week. I just want to tackle someone right now. I don't know what it is. I think it's the football weather outside. I just want to throw some. Oh, we talked about that on the show Friday.
They were doing Oklahoma drill, you and me.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Wasn't there a stipulation on us doing that?
There was. I can't remember. You were looking for all kinds of excuses to get out of it. I'm not quite
Come
sure where we ended up, but I'm ready whenever. Right now, tomorrow morning, you name it. I'll be there, Boone.
You
All right.
guys want to do it live? You guys want to do it live, would you?
Oklahoma drill? Yeah, but
I'm better
we
live.
did come. It was on Friday. We came together on a solution that we're only going to go 60%.
Yeah, what is this here, boys? Did I miss this? Oklahoma drill on the show?
Yeah.
Sometimes I black out during the show, so I don't remember the exact conversation, but like not from drinking or anything.
From drinking.
But we just sort of it was posed to us by somebody.
In the chat, they're talking about you guys had, I think it was 250 likes, something like that.
Yeah, we didn't get to it. If we get to the first show, we get to 250 likes, we will find a way to do the Oklahoma drill, and we'll play it on the show.
Yeah, easy.
And it's 60%, so we don't kill each other because you will kill me.
In
If
the-
no one
in
knows,
the-
Broder's
in the
60.
chat, guys. Who you guys got? You got
Yeah.
Booner or Broder?
60
Pull, baby.
Broder is.
Pull that
Let me put
ball
this.
up.
I'm 5'10". Broder is 6'10". So there's a little difference there.
That's a big
Low
bear.
man wins.
Hey,
That's facts.
I'm gonna tell you what. In high school, I wasn't the best football player, but I would never back down to anyone. I would
Kalijah
make sure-
Cansey using that low leverage point to just power through.
Don't let me get you, bro.
Yodi Asawika.
If you're the ball carrier, I'm getting low and I'm flipping you.
I'm the ball carrier, the ball knower, the ball snatcher.
Okay, that was just.
Oh,
all right,
I thought that was
The-
7 out of 10.
we're gonna go to
Yeah,
break.
not my best.
Let's wait to go to break a couple more minutes because we did start a couple minutes late. I want to show
Sure.
one more video.
Yeah,
Now,
show it,
Can we
dude.
show the CJ Garner Johnson
Take over,
video?
bro.
I sure can.
Because
I sure
CJ
can.
Garner Johnson and Debo Samuel went at it together and go kind of back and forth. And I kind of love this. I love this rivalry because it kind of sets up for the playoffs, in my opinion, to where if CJ comes back, we know he's ready to go. So here's a video of CJ kind of responding to Debo.
Let me stop you there. You were the same guy who was just requesting a trade out of San Fran because y'all ain't got no quarterback. You were the same guy complaining because you're using like a running back because you're not a receiver. Debo, I'm not one of them ones, bro. Like, you talking about put a tag on it, bro? I'm bored. I'm bouncing between the teams. First of all, dude, let me tell you this, man. Let me stop you there. You be in Florida like this shit a vacation stay. Chill out, bro. Go back to South Carolina, boy. Like, chill out with all that. Like, bouncing from team to team. I'm really like one of them ones on that field. And I exposed you last year on that field when you didn't have a quarterback and you didn't want to play no more for real. Like, come on, Debo.
Wow! I want to run through a wall right now. I want to go out. Me and Debo, let's go right now.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not.
I love that it's a rivalry brewing between with the
the best.
49ers. Like this is it's not Bears Lions. It's not what's another crappy team, Broncos Lions. Like we got two top teams in the NFC.
Yeah, if that doesn't fire you up for like a rivalry kind of starting between these two guys, And I did hear today, Flannel's probably watching. Shout out Flannel. Him and kind of everyone were going at it this morning on the morning show, talking about who is better at their position, Deebo Samuel or C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And he was saying Deebo. But if you look back at it, and I was putting this in the chat, Deebo only has had one good year of football, and that was in 2021. He hasn't had he had 1,000-yard season of his whole career. One time.
That's a good take, Booner. I was looking at him too. I'm like, Deebo has a name, and he had that one good year. He could play, receiver, running back, stuff like that. But what is Deebo really done? To be fair,
gets hurt every once in a while.
To be fair, on that team, Kittle and Ayuk are more valuable than him.
100%.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with CJ the whole way, man. 100%.
100%. And CJ led the league in interceptions last year. Played 12 games.
Facts.
12 games. I know Deebo's missed games, but dude, you've had one good year, and you've built off of that. You went and got a contract from that 1 year. I'm on C.J. Gardner-Johnson's side with this all the way. I like the trash talk. I like that. That you want guys like that, in my opinion. Maybe not everyone is like that. Cam Sutton's more quiet. He's not going to go out there and do that. But C.J. Gardner, you need those vocal guys in your locker room, and CJ's like that, man.
CJ, he still has energy that this team embodies, that they feed off of, even not being in the facility, even being injured. There's CJ's, and there will be a pause after this. It's got CJ's DNA all over this team.
Oh yeah,
let's go. It does. That energy, it's wild. But we got so much to talk about.
We do. We've got Doc at 8:30, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. The Doc. John Macroon's going to be in, not next segment, but one more. We're coming up. We're going to talk about Jared Goff, a little bit more MVP talks. I found a few graphics, a few interesting things, and I have some stats for you, Broder. But before that, Nick, tell us about the Academy of Warren.
The Academy!
He's back with the reads, baby.
The Academy of Warren, brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house. Has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also can be used for 7-on-7 football. With grades K through 8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. They are now accepting new enrollment. Go to theacademyofwarren.net.
You okay, Broder?
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
All right, let's talk about it. Outdoor Equipment Co. That is right, the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports Network. Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, style handhelds, weed whippers, anything you want. Liberty trailers, generic generators, Snow X plows and salters. Literally, Outdoor Equipment Co. has it all. You don't want to miss out on that. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing, delivery straight to your doorstep. That's right, straight to your doorstep. That is OutdoorEquipCo.com. See it right above me. All right, boys. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Smack it.
Hit it.
Just like Nick smacked Baker Mayfield. Hit that for us. Let's get these likes up. Tell a friend about the show if you haven't already. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Boys, we're going to get right back into this real quick. Detroit Lions talk. Jared Goff. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, Broder. Him in kind of this MVP race. And we talked about it last night, I think almost 2 segments. And then when I was at work this morning and I was kind of just sitting there, I just look up at ESPN and Fox and all these different places, everyone in the national media is talking about Jared Goff right now. Not just the Detroit Lions, but they're giving Jared Goff his flowers. And that was our segment last night, was let's give Jared Goff his flowers. The very first part of all of this was on First Take this morning. They did a segment that was, who is the best quarterback in the NFC right now? Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp both picked Jared Goff over guys like Jalen Hurts. Someone on the show picked Brock Purdy. Geno Smith. And this was a question we talked about all offseason long, was Jared Goff that guy? And is he one of the best in the NFC, if not the NFL? And he has proven to be the best in the NFC, in my opinion. And I think it all speaks for itself, because we know it now. He's one of the top for the MVP race. And I don't know. Jaylen, did we put it in a graphic there that had Jared Goff? It was a Woodward Sports graphic. I made it earlier today.
Let's see. Might just send that one in there.
So you saying Daniel Dimes is better, not as good of a quarterback as Jared Goff?
No, not even close.
Really? Desmond Ridder?
No.
Matthew Stafford?
No, not right now.
Yeah. No, and feel free to throw it up if you ever find that. Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFC right now.
People
He's
are starting
playing
to
the
see
best.
it.
I think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback. But Jared Goff right now is playing quarterback better than Jalen Hurts. And it's hard to deny. You can make this case across the NFL. He's got to be near the top of that list. No, he's not more talented than Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. But he's better than them right now. He's playing better in this offense. He's doing better things for his teams than all those other guys.
And here's the graphic, too, real quick about the betting here, because I saw this today, and this is unbelievable, Broder. I don't know if you saw this yet.
No, man. Reaction
Monday. Jared
Monday.
Goff, per DraftKings Sports, since Sunday, Jared Goff is the most bet player by bets and handle to win the NFL MVP, and he is currently plus 2,000 to win the award. So people are buying into the hype. They're buying into the whole Jared Goff MVP conversation.
Yeah.
And
I'm not a guy to just say I told you so.
But
continue.
You told us so. This was we talked about it yesterday, dude. This was a huge argument that we've had. I was on Heavyweight screaming about it. You put out the very first article about how Jared Goff can be in this MVP conversation.
In the nation.
And he is in it. And Broder, this is also crazy. Over his last 17 games.
Give it to me.
For basically an NFL season, 67% completion percentage, 4,400 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, and the Detroit Lions are 13-4.
Thanks for getting me hard, JB.
At the end, the stats are all incredible, but the fact that they led to wins, 13-4, that's money, dude.
I just don't. They just.
He's also posted a passer rating, a QB rating of over 85.
Top 4 in the league.
13 straight games. 13 straight games. You know who's second in the NFL? Because that is the longest streak in NFL. Second is Tua with 6 straight games. Third is T-Law with 4. He's blowing away everybody just in terms of his consistency, playing great football. Maybe not every game is elite football, but he's playing good or great football every game, in and out. Maybe one interception a game. It doesn't matter. He's able to come back and raise that rating by throwing a touchdown the next drive. He's able to just lead this offense doing resilient things, but playing within himself and playing within the offense. You know, he's got to feel like he's in heaven with Ben Johnson as his OC, and that consistency that he's been able to build with Ben Johnson and Mark Brunell, it's showing. It's showing his passing, dude, his precision. Man, this last game, they finally gave him the ball. They finally put a game on his shoulders, and he came through against the Bucs, which I don't care what anybody says. They are a good defense.
Breaking news, too. The poll just ended.
No.
Who wins in the Oklahoma drill?
No way.
51% of the people say myself, Booner,
are you guys kidding?
In the Oklahoma drill.
What?
What the fuck?
That's exactly, Nick.
Hey,
drop that.
Easy in there. Broder's a D1 athlete. Hey, I could have been a JUCO athlete.
Booner never loses.
I don't lose. Remember Easy? I always tell the boys there's that switch in there. If I need to flip that switch, I'm gonna make sure I get it done.
It's just ridiculous.
All right, I just wanted to throw that out there, boys. Let's go.
This is now we have beef
wisdom
chat.
said D3 water boy.
Dude, come on. Adam Sandler was a damn good football player.
I mean, if you want to call me Bobby Boucher, go ahead.
Bobby Boucher.
I'll wear my Bobby Boucher jersey.
Or you could be Paul Crew, Marcus Yard.
No, I like to stay out of jail.
I mean, he was out for the game.
I don't want. You don't throw games.
Freddie said we've seen Booner's highlight reel. You have. I have. We've shown my hoop mixtape.
I got to bring my hoop mixtape in then anyway.
All right, we will.
I'll take you any sport any day.
Quick question. Let's
avoid the question.
No, any sport any day. Okay, deal. I just had one question though I wanted to throw out there in this segment before the doc comes on. Don't
hit me, child.
The thing that I wanted to ask, because there is so much hype around the Detroit Lions nationally now, and you know that was there kind of in the offseason, but there were still people who tried to go against the Detroit Lions. Now it's inevitable. They're 5-1. A lot of people are putting them in their top 3 in the power rankings. Jared Goff sitting there in the MVP conversation. Are you worried? You've been in the building. Are you worried a little bit about the hype leaking into the building? Or do you think Dan Campbell will say, hey, let's keep this stuff out? Because it's inevitable. That hype will get in there. They have TVs in Allen Park. They can see ESPN. They can see every network talking about them. Is there that little bit of, because Dan did mention it before the season, we need to keep that out, and it's inevitable to see it. Are you worried at all that will catch up? Not for the whole season. I'm just saying there's going to be a couple slip-ups where guys are like, comfortable.
I'm not worried at all. I was slightly worried after the Seattle Seahawks game because a similar situation. Obviously, it was week 2, but they learned how to deal with it. That was a learning experience for them. And whether it was just that or there were other moments throughout this year that they've learned from, I don't have any worry at all that they're going to be not prepared for a game. They're not going to let the hype get to them. They've got guys like Jared Goff leading them.
Yeah, that was my kind of biggest thing, was I wanted to make sure that, and I trust Dan Campbell wholeheartedly and these guys to be able to kind of go in there, and when this hype comes in, 'cause like I said, the preseason, that was coming in the building. We all know that. Dan came out in a press conference and mentioned that they're like, it's leaking in. We hear it. We're ignoring it. And that's what I love about this team is that bring the hype. Leak that into the building. Dan Campbell will have those guys ready to go. But
here we go.
What else is ready to go? The doc. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come back. Once we go to break, we'll come back. John, the doc, Macaroon will be joining us. I'm going to hit this post-game read real quick, and then we'll go to Mark White. So, the Detroit Lions post-game show. You guys don't want to miss out on this. That is the Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway will be hosting the Lions post-game show after every game all season long. Make sure you guys tune into Woodward Sports' YouTube channel for the hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. I believe this week it is actually at, I think it's a remote show, actually.
I think it might be at the Hamlin Pub, to be determined.
Hamlin Pub. So, yes, make sure you guys tune in and stay up to date on that. We'll tell you guys a little bit later in the show on Hamlin Pub.
Hey, so let me tell you about Mark White Real Estate, because when you're buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. So, sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? I would like that, and that's exactly what you can do with the Mark White & Associates minute-by-minute listing agreement. Try it. It's risk-free. Give them a call. Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. Again, that's markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then, she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Just in time for football. Glorious! Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Check us out online at www.canada.
Let's go! We are back. It is Woodward Night.
Let's go, baby.
Thank you all for being here. If you could hit that like, if you're in the chat, we'd really appreciate it. Helps us push this out to the algorithm. Gets our content out to more people. But we appreciate all you in the chat.
Smack that like button.
Smack it. Smack it. I'm here. We have a special guest here. We're going to get right into it. The man, the myth, the legend, John, the Doc Macaroon is here. Doc covers the Lions for Sports Illustrated's NFL team channel, All Lions. You can find him on Twitter at Detroit Sports Podcast with the handle at Detroit Podcast. He's been covering Detroit sports since 2013, where he established the Detroit Sports Podcast. The man knows his football. The man knows his Detroit sports. And we have him here with you today. Doc.
Legend.
Are you here? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Can the chat.
So far, so good. So far, so good. Thank you guys for paying me to be on here. I love it. I was supposed to be having sex with my wife, but I decided to come on here and talk about the Detroit Lions. It's great. Thank you. The check is cleared. I'm ready to ask. You can ask me about anything you want. Thank you, guys. The money really means a lot to me.
I told you he was going to come in hot. This is Woodward Nights.
Hey, yeah, but we're paying him like the Pat McAfee show pays
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. So the Doc is our Aaron Rodgers.
The Doc, you can be. That's a nice little payday, Doc. I'm glad you were able to sacrifice your special time with your wife for that.
Absolutely, boys. It's a good time, man. 5-1 Detroit Lions. I'm excited, man. It's a good opportunity. I love seeing Booner drinking the blue Kool-Aid.
Let's
seeing
go.
Broder out there doing his thing. It's a good time, man. Everybody's excited. And look, man, your guy in the booth went out to Tampa Bay, had a good time. Everybody's loving being a Detroit Lions fan, and it's really a special time, especially for those of us that have followed this team for a long time. To see the team playing well, it means a lot, and it just put an extra pep in everybody's step, man. Everybody's happy, and the Lions are playing a quality brand of football.
Oh, without a doubt, John. And real quick, before Booner asks the first question, Doc has been a little bit of a mentor for me. This is my first year covering the Lions, showing me the ropes. He's been the kindest guy. I couldn't thank you more, John. So thank you, and thank you for being here. But the first question's got to go to Booner.
Yes, and Doc, the Kool-Aid, I want to drink so much Kool-Aid this year. I keep seeing it in the comments, Booner, you're going to get diabetes. I want to drink so much Kool-Aid this year from winning that I get diabetes. That's my goal. But, Doc, first question here. I talked to Broder about it a lot, and you tune into the show, obviously. You hear it all the time. That I say my goal in life is I want to sit down and have a beer with Dan Campbell. So my thing is, you guys are always around Dan Campbell. You're around the team. Is this Dan Campbell experiment, this whole thing that he's building right now, is this a long-term success kind of thing, or is this going to be a short, like what is your outlook on this? Because to me it feels more so like they're building something special, like in the NBA, like the Golden State Warriors right now. Ooh. Do you look at it like that, to where this team right now, Dan Campbell's brought that culture in to build long-term success in this franchise?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dan Campbell can be in Detroit coaching the Lions for a decade. I think that one of the hardest things that a coach needs to accomplish is to connect with his players, and he's been able to accomplish that. The Detroit Lions roster obviously has a tremendous amount of respect for Dan Campbell, a former player, so that immediately gets everybody to listen. You realize that this is a football coach that knows his stuff, that really is an individual that I think understands exactly what Detroit's about, understands that, hey, if he saw you on the street, he'd come up to you and he'd say, hey, Booner, man, it's a great opportunity. He'd love to have a beer with you. Listen to the fans of Detroit talking about the team, and you look at it and you say, wow, what makes up a team that can win for a long period of time? Young talent on affordable contracts. He's got a great relationship with the general manager and Brad Holmes. He understands the game. I mean, from playing it, his time in the NFL, to his experience with Bill Parcells and Sean Payton. Of course, Dan Campbell can be around for a long period of time. And you're starting to see, guys, over the last 16 games, 13-3 record. That is no easy
That's
feat,
outrageous.
especially from where it is outrageous. And you guys got to remember, too, and let's give credit to Sheila Hemp, because I asked her directly. I said, hey, last year, point blank, I said, hey, the Giants and the Jets look a little bit ahead of you in this rebuild. What's going on when the team was 1-6? She came out there directly, looked me eye in the eye and said, I'm not worried about other teams. I'm worried about this team, and I trust the leadership that I put together. And from then on, it's been a whole different ballgame, and Dan Campbell is a big part of the reason why.
Yeah, and real quick to that too, the best point you brought up there is Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell together. Is we've already seen interviews and people talk to Brad Holmes and them saying, hey, like when we both go out and look and scout and find guys and we come to each other to talk, and we both bring the same dudes to the table. So the fact that they have that chemistry right now, what you said there, Doc, it gives me that much more faith that it can be long term.
We were in an arranged marriage, and it's working for now. Yeah, but no, you were talking about Dan Campbell, and I've noticed his maturity over the last 3 years, his savviness actually, especially in the press conferences that we're at. With your experience, you've been covering the Lions for longer than I have. What's your experience been like in terms of the Lions, in terms of Dan Campbell sharing news about injuries? And I ask you that because it feels like we're getting some gamesmanship played out of him. We hear about these players getting injured. David Montgomery, he's out for a little bit. We're never really knowing the full story until Sunday. Is that normal? Is that something new? Is that a strategy that you think they're deploying and is working well? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, the NFL is a unique situation in which these coaches want to try to keep as much under wraps as possible. I think after the games on Sundays, when you hear Dan Campbell kind of talk about what he believes is the severity of an injury, he tends to be quite honest. But then when you start getting into the week and you're starting to look at players that potentially should be in the lineup or could be, like a Jahmyr Gibbs, you got to have a little bit of that gamesmanship because you got to keep the opposing coaches and their staffs who look online, they look at everything. I mean, you heard Broder, you were out there, you heard Scotty Montgomery tell us that he slept 3 hours.
Yeah.
He was working so hard to try and prepare. 3 hours of sleep in working to put together game plans, getting the boys ready to go out and play. So it behooves these coaches to not give up any information. But it is, the injuries this year are piling up. But it is always interesting to look at, how a coach handles and addresses the media with the injuries. But boy, this year it's been far too much.
I know. And I know Booner's got a question for you, sort of continuing the injury question. But Doc, we got to pay the bills real quick.
Quick 10-second one here.
Real quick, Doc.
All right, college live stream. It is this weekend. Make sure you guys tune in. For Michigan State is at 7:30 on Saturday. Go green or go blue. It is the Woodward Sports Network. Great divide viewing party. Sit back, crack open a cold one. Line up your bets with me. I'll have some bets ready to go and tune in to watch the battle for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. We already know where that's going to be at the end of Saturday in Ann Arbor with your favorite Woodward Sports personalities. That is this Saturday at 7:30 on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Doc, I want to kind of branch off of what Broder just asked there with the injury situation.
Right.
There's one person, and it came to my mind this morning, and I guess it might be going around a little more than I thought. I must live in a bubble, but I text Broder at like 7 a.m. and I just sent two words. I said, Lenny Fournette. And I truly think that might be a guy that could come into Detroit right away. And we've seen Jahmyr Gibbs go through injuries. We've seen the second one from David Montgomery. To me, it feels like, hey, they should make a move, not just for Mohamed Ibrahim. I think they need to make a move to get a guy if you want to go win a Super Bowl, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I feel like a guy like Leonard Fournette, if he's that second, third option, if a guy like David Montgomery is going to keep getting hurt, I feel like a Leonard Fournette is a pretty good option. Do you think that's an actual... Is that just me being Booner in my head just thinking that? Or is that an actual option you think for the Detroit Lions?
Man, the blessing with Brad Holmes is they definitely look all across the league. Leonard Fournette's real interesting in that last night I was looking at the same kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, let's kind of do an article and look at Leonard Fournette. All of a sudden, I see the report that he's going to Buffalo. I would have thought that he would have signed there. And then the report came out that his meeting or his visit got canceled. So does that put him back on the table for the Lions? I think it's a little bit more delicate on offense when you look at the Lions. I'm not sure they're going to go outside the organization, especially when you look at the fact that they just brought back Mohamed Ibrahim. and Jamar Jefferson was back at Allen Park working out. So maybe a reunion with somebody else that was part of the organization. But look, I think that anybody that you bring in definitely needs to be somebody that you can give the rock to 15 to 20 times. And it's not going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, because if you give him the ball 20 times, I guarantee you within a month, he'll be injured further. Hamstrings are delicate. The plan for Jahmyr Gibbs was to be a complement to David Montgomery. And I understand. Look, guys, how is this team made up? You talked about why this team is winning and being excited. The next man up is Craig Reynolds. And I think you get a full evaluation on him by seeing what he can do over the next couple weeks. I know the interesting part about this is that the trade deadline is on Tuesday, so it'll come into focus real quick. It might be a one-game audition for Reynolds. Like, okay, show us what you can do behind this offensive line. If you can't handle it, we don't see what we like, maybe you go outside the organization. But I think it's going to be a combination this week at least of Craig Reynolds, Jahmyr Gibbs hopefully returns. Hopefully Dan Campbell gives more glowing evaluations this week for Jahmyr Gibbs and he can come back. But if they do go out and get Leonard Fournette, oh baby, playoffs Fournette, the guy that understands exactly what the Lions would be looking to do. And I think he'd have success in Detroit.
I love that. Lombardi Lenny. We need. I'm all in on if you bring a guy like that in, because that just shows to me you're looking to win.
Yeah, and he definitely shares that same mentality, that same similar running style to David Montgomery. Maybe not as versatile, but that hard-nosed back that you can run between the tackles. Doc, if you wouldn't mind hanging out for this last segment coming here after the break, we're going to take a quick break so we can get back to you. So Booner, I think you got to tell him first about Guardian
Alarm, baby. Yes, customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. That is 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member, they will be there to stay on the phone as long as needed. That is technology backed by people. It's a lot of words. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that has been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. Look at it. 1-800-STAY-OUT. Make sure you call that number.
Stay out, but then go visit the Feldman dealership, because they're Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And since 1966, they have provided a convenient first-class car buying experience they call the Feldman Advantage. So catch them out. Catch Woodward Sports Out, live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, Feldman.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, dry-aged beef, and Wagyu beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Just visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks, or check them out online at fairwaypacking.com. Ooh, here we go.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Sports Network. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. We have, if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Share the stream, tell a friend. We right now still have on the best special guest of ours, John the Doc Macaroon. We appreciate you, Doc, hopping on with us, taking the time here. We got one more segment with you. Broder, I'll let you lead this off here and lead us off with some more questions, because this next one, ready to roll.
Let's do it. And by the way, I just put in a link to all Doc's work in the chat right there. So check them out. SI.com, all man. Lions. But Doc, we were talking about the running back room and how they're going to make do with some of their big boys out, with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit injured. Dan Campbell was talking about getting a little creative with the wide receivers. Maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown, maybe Khalif Raymond, possibly Maurice Alexander.
Ooh.
Hey, what are your thoughts on that? Do you trust Ben Johnson to not just scheme a good offense with these guys creatively, but also make sure they don't get injured? What are your thoughts, Doc?
Yeah, absolutely. I got all the thoughts about the offense. Real fast, I just want to address one guy in the comment section. Look, all the shows have to have ads. That's how I get paid. That's how these guys that do the show get paid. Listen, stop complaining about these boys reading ads. These boys got to get paid, so fuck off. And don't worry about
Let's go, baby!
ads.
In the nighttime.
Listen, it's...
Thank you.
Yeah, we got to get paid up in here.
Let's go, Doc.
Like Amon-Ra St. Brown's about to.
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about Ben Johnson, the wizard here. One of the reasons why there's asses in seats at Ford Field, because the man understands exactly what he's doing. And look, if it's going to be just Craig Reynolds and Jahmyr Gibbs this week, I think that, yeah, you got a bunch of guys out there that can really do the job. Some end arounds. You got guys that can take short passes intermediately. You can't discount Khalif Raymond, who I think embodies everything about this team, that he's gritty and he's tough. And I think that Ben Johnson, what should give a lot of people confidence is, if this is a game where you got to pound it out in terms of the run game, they'll find a way. If they just like against the Bucs, if the run game ain't working, where you're only seeing a couple yards per carry, now you got an opportunity to be a little bit more creative by giving the football to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let him work his magic. Let him work through some things. And I think, guys, let's start. I mean, it was really weird in that Jameson Williams had his snap count decrease against the Bucs after his first debut. I say, put the man out there and let's test the engines and let's see what he's about. A couple short screens, a couple short opportunities. You saw last year where you got him the football and he was able to turn on the Jets. So, yeah, the run game is going to be something that's going to be maybe a concern with Montgomery out. But I'm not worried about Ben Johnson scheming up what he needs to do to help this football team win. He's shown that he's a creative wizard, a creative genius.
Yeah, Nicholas Kohloff in the booth here. Just had a quick question to you about that Amon-Ra St. Brown contract, because we know next year is his last year. He's not on that first rounder, 5-year contract coming out. What do you think that looks like, and when do you think that takes place?
Whoa, hold on. Are you a Russian spy or something? Are you going to sneak my information through this interview? I got to get all clearance here. You're all clear out there? What the heck's going on here? Your last name's Kohloff?
Yeah, just trying to get your great input as always on this one. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Ask the question again. What do you got?
Yeah, just Amon-Ra St. Brown contract. We know how big of a part he is to this offense and this team. Do you think a deal gets done this year or just in the offseason before we go into that final year of the contract?
Yeah, man. Oof, what a player. A guy that you can rely on. No doubts about it. Probably the leader of this football team. A guy that embodies everything you want in a football player. A guy that's drafted in the 4th round, does everything that you need him to do. And, man, I just love watching him every single week. Look, the Lions tend to do their deals in the offseason. I do think that potentially that he's going to be in line for a significant amount of dollars. I look at what he's going to be doing in regards to his 5th-year option, I look at his contract in terms of the value that they're getting this year for it. I think that he's a player that you're going to want to lock up and make sure that he's happy. So it's going to be very interesting. The guy that's got to fall first is Jared Goff. When that number comes, if it's this offseason, that's going to determine a lot, because if it's north of 45, 50, that's going to be real interesting to look at what you're going to be able to try and pay Amon-Ra St. Brown, man. I just think that you got to make sure he's an integral piece. You make sure you take care of a player like that. I wish he was a player that you could have a 5th-year option for, because you could get him at the price, but you're not. So when his deal comes up, that boy's getting paid. If it's not from the Lions, it's going to be from somebody else. He's going to be definitely taken care of.
And Doc, kind of lead it off that then. You mentioned Jared Goff, about 45, depending on what he will get. Two-part question here for you. Hopefully, this is an interesting question we've been talking about a lot on the show the last 48 hours. But Jared Goff, the first part of this is: do you truly believe that Jared Goff can be in this MVP conversation if the Lions win 13 games at the end of this season? And with that, when do you want to see this Goff extension happen? Because for me, it's, if he is in this conversation, maybe the earlier the better, so you get him a little bit cheaper. Or is that something to where, hey, they're going to wait until the offseason to kind of throw that out there if it's $50 million, or they're going to say, hey, let's do it now for 45 or 50, so they don't have to go up. Where do you stand on that conversation there with Jared
Hey, Doc,
Goff?
part 3, if you were Jared Goff, what are you doing?
That's a great. I had that down. That's
there
a great
you go.
one.
Simple. If I'm Jared Goff, I'm winning as many playoff games as humanly possible. I'm peaking in December, January. I'm not doing any deal with Jared until I see what happens in December and in January. If this dude's called upon and he shows out in the postseason, then he goes from 45 to 55. So what the Lions got to do is they got to take the gamble. Yeah, if they do it now, you probably could secure a deal for $45 to $50 million annually, a bunch of years. But if you're Jared Goff, I take the gamble too. This offensive line, Jameson Williams, you see this defense, the way that they're playing. If you get one playoff win, your market goes up to a degree in which you can set yourself up to be the quarterback here in Detroit for the next 6-7 years. And you're talking 50, 55 million, maybe even the top quarterback paid in the entire NFL. And yes, he's going to be in the conversation for the MVP. When you look at how he's played, when you see that he's been appearing in prime time and winning games, the national television audience is now seeing what this Lions football team is about. They're going to start turning their attention to Jared Goff. And what a story. A guy that was a cast-off now is playing well in Detroit. But guys, here's the other little nugget that you got to worry about if you're the Lions. What if Ben Johnson leaves? What if the secret sauce is Ben Johnson?
Facts. That's a huge question.
Huge question. Are you going to commit? We don't know. We don't know if Tanner Engstrand's going to leave with Ben Johnson, because coaches like to glam on to other coaches and go with the guys that they support. So that's a big deal in regards to this situation with Jared Goff, is how much of this is him and how much of this is Ben Johnson in regards to why he's performing at such a high level.
So, hey, Doc, this is Jaylen from the booth, man. So I got a question for you, and I've been a Lions fan forever. The Joey Harrington Lions, John Kitna, I've seen it all, 0-16. I'm 24 now, and we've had some great teams, 2011 team, we were like 5-0, I think we were that year. To me, things went kind of left. You look at this team, you look at those couple good teams we had back in the day. What do you think is the biggest difference? Because we had some good teams back in the day, defense and offensively, but what do you think makes this team so much better than those couple teams back in the early 2010s, those Matthew Stafford teams and stuff like that?
So Jaylen, 24, has seen a lot of shitty football, and he's also very excited that the Lions are playing good football. Good. You deserve it, man. I'm glad the young people deserve to see some winning football, because, a decade. You were like 11 years old, just starting puberty, just looking at the nudie mags for the first time when they were getting their oh my God, with Stafford and Schwartz and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce here? Okay, finally, the Lions figured out how to build a fucking football team, which is in the trenches. The first pick from Brad Holmes was not a sexy pick. It was a lineman. It was Penei Sewell, and he was banging the table. He was super excited. Why? Because that's a guy that's going to be a foundational piece for the next decade. And then you saw the next handful of picks were in the trenches along the defensive line. And you see a football team that's being built correctly when you realize that when you build through the trenches, you allow your offense to be able to do a lot of different things. You allow your defense to pressure the quarterback. And I think that really in the end, stinking it up for a couple years gave the Lions a lot of draft capital, and they found a guy that knew what to look for in the draft. When you get the opportunity and you're lucky to have Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell, and high draft picks, then you can take a couple gambles with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams, maybe as the final home run sexy picks that will take you over the edge in the postseason. So really, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and building the football team the right way has led to a stretch of football that we all can be proud of.
I love that answer, John. Building from the trenches, building a lot like those teams that we see in the Super Bowl every year.
Build a core.
Yes, the 49ers, the Eagles, these guys that are built up front. I'm going to stay on that topic. This we might have room for one more question after this, but I want you to pretend you're Brad Holmes again. We're coming up on this deadline. Are you treating this deadline like? Are you making moves with the Niners and the Eagles and some of the top teams in the NFL in mind? And I say that, like, for example, are you going to go after a defensive lineman to try to match up with San Francisco's great offensive line? Or are you going to go a different route? Are you going to go for a skilled position player, whether it's on defense or adding a running back or a wide receiver? What would be your strategy with this Lions team going forward in this season?
Yeah, there's a delicate balance. I was thinking about this all day today. I want them to go all in. I want them to get as many players that they can get to get this football. Guys, 5-1, the 31st ranked schedule. You have a chance to go 13-4, number 1 seed. Have everybody come to your house. So I think, honestly, legitimately, if everybody's healthy, you're about 3 players away from being able to really be in the conversation. And I would focus 2 of them on defense. I think you got to figure out what the hell's going on with Charles Harris. He's got to produce a little bit more. You need a defensive end, and I think you need a cornerback, because while Jerry Jacobs is reliable and playing well, I just would be scared if he's going up against, let's say you match up against Seattle in the postseason. I'd be scared regarding the opposite side of Cam Sutton. So, and I think on the offensive side of the football, you need one more wide receiver, and I think you have a football team that can compete. So it's a delicate balance. I don't think the Lions are going to invest big picks. Like, they're not going to go and do what Les Snead did and just lop off first-round picks. But I think they're going to go and add to this football team. And, boys, hope for a win. 6-1 next Monday, because the talk will be asked. The question will be asked. Dan, do you think this football team should go all in? Look, rebuilds happen all the time, and the timetable could shrink. You have to recognize what you have. This Lions team can represent the NFC. If the luck falls their way and Jared Goff plays at this level, you have enough high-end talent, you have a great defense. This is a football team that can represent the Lions in the Super Bowl this year. And that's a delicate balance you got to find. You're 3 players away, and if you get healthy, look out. I think everybody's saying it. If the Lions are the number 1 seed, let's all book tickets to Vegas, baby, because they have a good chance of winning the NFC.
And Doc, that was going to be my final question here for you, is I think every single person, not just in Detroit, not in Michigan, not in the Midwest, I think everyone in the nation right now is truly asking each other, can the Detroit Lions actually win the Super Bowl? Are they actually contenders? And to your point, if they win Sunday and they're 6-1, trade deadline's Tuesday, they're going to be saying, hey, you're going all in because this is the year to go win a Super Bowl. Do you truly think, Doc, that the Detroit Lions can actually win a Super Bowl and are contenders to be in Vegas and come February?
Absolutely. Dan Campbell said it. He wants players that will punch people in the mouth. I can't stop watching Tracy Walker lay out Godwin.
Yes!
I can't stop watching Greg Reynolds launch the Buccaneers defender into the ground. There's something special going on with this Detroit Lions football team. The locker room's in order. Dan Campbell is keeping the football team right where they need to be. You got a quarterback, 29 years old, smoking hot fiance. He's loving life. He's as comfortable. Jared Goff is as comfortable as humanly possible. I think this football team has the potential to end the year 13-4, 14-3. And you could end up being the number 1 seed. That's what they're playing for. You can tell the hunger is to get this seeding. All the games at Ford Field, nobody's coming to Ford Field and ripping a playoff win from the Lions. And so if they end up with the number 1 seed, look out. I think the Lions can punch anybody in the mouth. You really are you scared of Brock Purdy? Fuck no. Are you scared of Jalen Hurts? Fuck no. Aiden Hutchinson will eat him for breakfast if he has a good performance. If you look at the Lions, they're not scared of anybody. They're ready, and I think anywhere the Lions play will be a sea of blue, and Detroit Lions are coming, baby. Now, fuck around and find out. See what happens.
Let's go, Doc. That's what I love to hear. And all I want to do this season is my dream, Doc, is to February 3rd, 5th, whenever the Super Bowl is, I want to chug the biggest pitcher of Kool-Aid that I can when that day comes. And I cannot wait to have a fake Lombardi trophy. Maybe I'll get one and have Kool-Aid in that Lombardi trophy, and I'll drink it out of that, Doc. I can't wait. I appreciate you. First time me and you have ever had a conversation, I appreciate you a ton for coming on the show. I hope we get you back for sure, too.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have you in the studio in a couple weeks, Doc.
Absolutely, Matt. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. I know all the media in Allen Park hates your guts. I know the players and the PR staff hates your guts, but I'm a nice guy, and I definitely understand what it's like, how tough it is. So I have no problem sharing any knowledge with you. Listen, you're one of the good ones. Even though you support the Wolverines and that shitty college, it's fine. It's no problem. I think that you and Booner are doing great stuff. I tune in every day. The people in the chat listen. They understand what's going on at Woodward Nights. You have great taste. I mean, you paid me well to show up here, so I'm very happy. Anytime you want, cut me a check, and I'll talk as much shit as you want. Thank you, guys. You guys help me out. I can buy my wife more things. She ain't going to leave me this week.
Let's go. Legendary Doc. Thank you so much. Everyone, go over to Twitter, give Doc a follow. You'll see Detroit Sports Podcast, but the handle is Detroit Podcast. He covers the Lions for Sports Illustrated's NFL team channel, All Lions. Doc, thank you so much.
Thank you, Doc. That was awesome.
Amazing, amazing. We are going to come back. Booner and I are going to do our power rankings. We're going to share with you where we think the Lions are right after Booner tells us about Planet Fitness.
9 o'clock. We're actually, before our power rankings, we're going to do temperature check.
We
Detroit
are.
Lions temperature check. We're going to go through a list of some players, coaches, GM, Brad Holmes. We're going to go through a few different things here, and we're going to see if where people are at, hot or cold. But Planet Fitness, it is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get that, all of it, for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there is a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area and thousands more throughout the world. That is Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Guys, when it comes to your pet, do not settle. You got to give your pet the best. And you know what? Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. They're family owned and operated for over 30 years. They have 13 Metro Detroit locations and over 60 brands of food, lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Sports Network. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. We are getting right back into things. Shout out to Doc. Right back into some Detroit Lions stuff. Temperature check, Broder. This is a good one. I like this segment. If you guys haven't yet already, hit that like button for us. Make sure you guys share the stream with a friend. Tell people about the show. Let's get to 125 likes by the end of this segment real quick. Let's start temperature check, Broder. Do you have some names written down? Did you kind of go through that?
We're going to show a Penny Sewell graphic. Or should I just...
So that was I was going to show that once we talk about Penne. Let's do Penne first.
Let's do Penne first.
Let's hit Penne. So I'll start with you. Hot or cold? So hot is obviously he is being elite. Cold is taking a little step back. Where are you at?
He's as hot as you can be. He's boiling. He's a flaming fire over the Sahara Desert. I don't know if that even makes sense. But Penei Sewell's on top of his game. He can play any position on the offensive line. He's been playing tackle, both tackle positions elite. Penei Sewell's hot. He is so hot right now. And you know what? I just saw, I think it was earlier today, he's having a baby girl, his second child. It was just announced, or a gender reveal yesterday. So yeah, Penei Sewell, smoking hot.
I'm with you as well. I don't know if we have that graphic, or I'm not 100% sure, but I'm with you on that. The Penei Sewell thing is he has been elite. I saw something on Twitter that it was like the last 4 games. He's given up almost no pressures.
He has like 108 snaps or something, and 0 pressures, like a 0.7% pressure rate or something.
So this is at Penei Sewell in the 4-game winning streak. 143 pass blocking snaps, 0 sacks allowed, and 0.7 pressure percent allowed.
Daddy,
it is insane. He is an all pro tackle at the moment right now,
without a doubt.
No question about it. He is playing at that level. We've been talking about it for a while that we know Penei can get to that level, and Broder, he has gotten to that level, and he's one of the best. He's the best in the NFL at his position. I'm giving him steaming hot. What is it? Boiling 134 degrees?
212 degrees.
I was way off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But you were Celsius probably.
Yeah, that's where I was at. Yep. I have some friends from Australia. That's definitely where I was at.
Oh, down under.
Yes. This one. I want to give you guys this one real quick. David Montgomery. This is an interesting one I thought about, because obviously with the injury and the 2 injuries, what are you giving him?
David Montgomery, I think he's warm. I have a hard time holding this injury. I don't want to see another injury, because that would be if something extends a little longer, or the end of the season we get another 2 or 3 weeks off. That's tough. But I can't hate on the guy for how he's running. He's running so tough. He's shown the identity of this team, and his running style really helped this offense find their groove, find their rhythm. It does suck that he's got to miss some time, a rib injury. He's the perfect example of why running backs aren't getting paid. Unfortunately, they just take a beating. But my stock for him is still so high. He's such an important piece. Rest, get healthy, come back. We need you for this playoff run.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is just to get healthy for him. Broder, do you have any? As well, to me, warm. I didn't throw it out there. Warm.
Yeah.
I think if he's playing and he's healthy, he's hot, because he will go out there and get you. Like outside of last game, if he didn't get hurt, he was one of the best running backs in the league.
He's a bruise on the leg is a hell of a long way from the heart for David Montgomery. It's a miracle.
And shout out Answer 14, $10 donation, dime for the crew. Let's go.
Oh, come on, baby, Answer 14. Thank you. Thank you.
Dime bag, boys.
We really appreciate that.
Let's go.
How about this, Booner? J-Mo. Mr. Jamison Williams, how hot is he to you?
I want it.
Also, if you think J-Mo is hot, throw some fires in the chat. And you think he's cold, put that little snow icon. I'll try to find him while Booner answers
I know all of you on the camera just saw me. I went to go yell, and Broder was like,
what happened?
He's hot! J-Mo was hot. I love it. I don't care how many, his usage, I don't care. That touchdown right there showed that he can be be who we wanted him to be. Like, we don't want him to be. I said it 3 weeks ago, Broder, when they announced that he was unsuspended. He's not going to catch 8 passes like Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's not the same player.
No.
He's a deep threat. He's a big play specialist. He's a guy that will take an end around 70 yards for a touchdown. He's a Tyreek Hill type player, which Tyreek does sometimes. He does get 8-9 catches. But if you can get him into that and get into the offense in that way, that is just that much better. But he can make the big plays like Tyreek Hill does. Deep balls, end arounds, screen passes, slants. He's going to start getting to the offense more. And I truly believe right now Jamison Williams is hot. He's going to get those touches eventually. And just as time goes, he's going to get more and more and more. Let him get into this offense. Broder, he is hot right now. And I don't care. I know people are going, oh, wait, it's just one game. No.
Yeah.
He's shown his. I've said it all along. He has the highest ceiling of potential and skill on this football team. Jamison Williams does,
without a doubt.
He has the highest potential. That ceiling is super high.
He has one of the highest ceilings in the entire NFL. I'll say that, and I'll stick to that. IT Hips actually wrote in the chat, he's like a home run hitter.
Yeah.
It reminded me, Maz the other day compared him to like Spencer Torkelson. Home run hitter. He's going to get you 30 home runs, 40 home runs maybe a year, but he's going to strike out some. He's going to hit 270. He's not going to hit 330. He's not going to be your high average guy, but you got him to hit home runs. He's going to do that. You just got to deal with a couple strikeouts. I do want to ask also, the keys to wisdom, do you agree with this? J-Mo's just getting warmed up. He was freezing cold until the touchdown. That's pretty accurate, right?
No, yeah, he was.
That's tough, bro.
You have to give these guys, like, you haven't played since last year. You have to give some guys a couple. And he was. It wasn't just like he was playing preseason games a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was out for 5 weeks, away from the team for 5 weeks. You have to let him get back, get adjusted. Ben Johnson right away he's done a good job of slowly working him in, and eventually he's going to be a huge part of this offense, I feel like. And he's going to be that number 2 to Amon-Ra St. Brown and complement him very well.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. That's what we're going to do. That's all I got. I just want to hear those couple guys.
Okay, let me give you one more.
Oh,
I'm going to give you a position group, the defensive line.
Ooh.
Because last week they had 1 sack. We were so used to 5, 6, 7 sacks back to back to back in 3 straight games, like 5+ sacks almost in every game. That was one that popped in my head is the defensive line.
I'm gonna give them hot again. I know they didn't show up in the stat sheet from a sack standpoint from some of those key metrics you look for, but they held the Buccaneers in that running game to 46 yards, less than 50 yards.
Yep.
It's just another dominant effort. Six points given up in that game. That doesn't happen often. And I know it was a full team defensive effort, but that defensive line, despite not getting sacks, they were able to contain Baker Mayfield. We didn't see him get out of the pocket too often and be able to make plays while he's on the run. They got to him. They got kind of close to him. They didn't get the sack, but they contained him in that pocket and made throws. And what happened? Baker overthrew Mike Evans. Baker overthrew Trey Palmer. He made Baker mistakes, and that's what we were calling for before. So I can't hate them for doing what they did.
I'm on the same page. I think it's hot.
Interesting.
You're giving up what was it? The rushing yards per game, like 64 or something like that.
It's something ridiculous.
Just an insane stat, and it starts with that defensive line. Whether they were getting sacks or not the other day, I think they were still putting that pressure on Baker and making themselves very, very well known. And Baker knew that they were there. And I know a lot of people, Hutch didn't get a lot of sacks. He didn't get much. If you guys even look at the sports book, you guys already know me. I'm the gambler around here. He's still 4th overall in Defensive Player of the Year odds. He's still right there. And he's not there with Nick Bosa anymore. He's solo at 4th. He is a solo 4th best odds in the NFL for that position. So he's still making a difference. He's still making a difference.
Without a doubt. But Booner, let's get to break so we can come back. I need to talk power rankings. I've been waiting for this literally since we woke up. And it was very early because we had Woodward and Maine today. But tell them about whatever you got in your hand.
Hamlin Pub. Let me tell you guys about Hamlin Pub, baby. That is it is the best bar that you guys need to go to. Have you ever wanted a bar where you are a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone is a regular. And join the Woodward Sports Lions post-game show live from Hamlin Pub on Tinkin Road. I believe it's Tinkin. Tinkin Road this Sunday. Stick, Maz, and more will be there to break down the Lions versus Ravens game. You guys do not want to miss out on it. The post-game shows are the best, man. We will see you for our live show from Hamlin Pub on Tinkin Road this Sunday. Experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
Hamlin!
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Do you have football on the brain?
Yes.
I sure do. Fall ushers in college and professional football. That would be the NFL. And this year is awesome already. Fall is also the perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance. So shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at Woodward Sports Network. They should be covering you too. So ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. Ask him at SwissINS.com or call 248-800-4177.
There we go. We are back, baby. Hey, the Detroit Lions are rolling. We're going to go over some power rankings. The Detroit Lions might be number one in one of our power rankings here tonight. Appreciate you guys all tuning in, though. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner. If you guys don't know, I do not lose. Never lost. Not a day in my life. Even when I lose, I still win.
Until the Oklahoma drill.
I still will find a way to win that. Jeez. Broder to my right here, Detroit Lions beat reporter as always.
Hi.
Matt Broder, Jaylen in the TD booth holding it down, and Nick in the sound booth. We've got our full crew back today.
Go.
By the way, shout out Big Show Picks with the new baby.
Let's go. Shout out Big Show.
Congrats.
Big Daddy and Big Dad.
I think shout out to Big Show's out in my neck of the woods, out where I'm at, way out about an hour away from here.
Out in the Booners?
Yeah, out in the Booners.
Yeah, I did there.
I like that, actually. That's a good one. All right, if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us, please, and tell a friend about the show. Let's keep growing this thing together.
Or tell an enemy about the show.
Or an enemy. You guys are part of this family here with Woodward Nights. You guys watching it, all of you listeners. So tell people about the show.
Tell Debo
Let's
about
grow
the
this
show.
thing together. Let's grow it together.
Yeah, let's
all
do
right,
it.
boys. Let's do it. Power rankings, Broder.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
We're going to start with this because we're going to do power rankings right now at 9:15, and then right after that, we're going to go at 9:30. We're going to look at some other ones around the league.
Pete
Prisco.
Booner.
Pete Prisco might be on my good side. I'm not going to lie.
Is it?
He might be on my good side.
A positive result from Mr. Petey Pablo.
I'm not going to give it away, but Pete Prisco might have heard Booner a lot.
Yeah, freak a leak, baby.
All right, let's start with it.
Give me your number 10, Boone.
Number 10. Last week, my number 10 was the Jacksonville Jaguars. This week,
dude, me too.
Oh, wow. This week I had a team that actually won a game. That won last night, Monday Night Football. I put the Dallas Cowboys at number 10. They dropped for me one position.
Because of how they won or just
how they won, and I think just
doing...
other teams. I just feel like when I kind of power rankings, I do go off how you played the last week and what you did. I also do like to go off the eye test a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go off who I really feel is a good team and not. Dallas probably shouldn't have won that game last night, in my opinion. I don't think they're contenders. I don't think they're sitting up there in the top 6, in my opinion. I think they're sitting there at the 7 to 10 position. I put them at 10 in this week's ranking.
Let's know what you guys think of that in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you guys want to do to show your love. Dallas Cowboys at 10. I'm cool with that. I have them a little higher. They didn't move at all on my big board, but my number 10 is a new addition. I did have the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. I have a team who just went in and beat the 49ers, San Francisco 49ers. The Cleveland Browns, I'm bringing all the way up into my top 10, even without Deshaun Watson. Actually, I should say because they're without Deshaun Watson. No, that defense is legit. And you look at, they're 3-2, which isn't super exciting, but they've beaten the Bengals, they've beaten the 49ers. Their 2 losses are to the Ravens and the Steelers. It's a pretty good body of work so far. 49ers, you got to admit, that's one of the biggest wins that I have in my top 10, except for maybe the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to say I didn't put the Browns in my top 10.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's an L for me.
Would they have just missed the cut?
Probably 11 or 12.
Yeah. See, my just missed the cut at Seahawks, Bengals, Steelers, Jets, Rams, those types of teams.
My number 9, though, moved up one spot from 10 last week.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Come
on. Or the Jaguars, as the morning show says.
Yep. I think someone actually corrected me about that as well.
Really?
The Jags? Or
Jaguar, Jaguars.
Jaguars.
No, Wars.
Jaguars. No, they beat the Colts 37-30. Pretty dominant victory. I moved them up a little bit. I did drop the Cowboys past them. Right now, I think if you put 2 teams on the field, Jags versus Cowboys, I think the Jags win.
Right.
So that's where I stand with it. That's why I put them at 9 and put the Cowboys at 10.
I got the Jaguars at number 9 too.
Perfect.
Hey,
that's an easy one.
Yeah, they moved up 1 for me too. And number 8, I got your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, wow.
They stayed the same. I mean, you look at them, they've got a decent little body of work. They beat the Giants, Jets, Patriots, and Chargers. To go in and beat the Chargers like that, I know I still don't have much belief in them, so I didn't move them up, but I think that defense is good enough. Micah Parsons showed up when they needed him. Not his best game ever, but showed up when they needed him. The Cowboys, they've got some pieces. I need to see a little bit more out of them. But my number 7 is a team we're going to see very soon.
Let me get my 8 real quick.
Oh, do you not? Yeah, give me your 8. Yeah,
my 8.
Yeah.
My 8 is a team the Detroit Lions are playing this week. The Baltimore Ravens.
Nice.
They're sitting at 4-2. I put actually a 3-3 team above the Ravens this week. But to me, yeah,
a 3-3 team.
I did.
Okay.
The thing with the Ravens is last week they lost to the Steelers, which was a tough loss to me. And then this week they went on the road, obviously played in London, to the Titans, and they just didn't. They just didn't show enough for me to be like, hey, they're a top 6 team. Like they didn't go out. They just were good, and the Titans were in the game the whole time with Malik Willis coming in. And the only reason that the Ravens won that game is because of Justin Tucker. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they're a top 6, top 7 team. I'm going to throw them at 8. And you're going to see Lions playing another top 10 team this week. So, because last week I had the Bucs in the top 10.
For all those same reasons, I have them at 7 where they were last week. They obviously came away with a win, but they didn't show me enough to move up. They're good enough. I believe they're good enough to not move back. So, hey, 4-2 in my number 7 spot. At number 6, this is where it starts to get interesting. The order of these top 6. Actually, I think you have one, if I understood you correctly. You have one that's not even on my top 10. That's sneaking in here. I've got the Buffalo Bills at number 6. I know they just lost.
Wait, who was your 7? You skipped 7.
Oh, I skipped 7. I'm all over the place.
Broder is hey, look.
Oh, no. I didn't skip it. I said it's the Baltimore Ravens. I said the same reason for the same reason.
Oh, my 7. I have to hit my 7. Then.
Yeah, that's right. So you have to hit your 7. You give me 7 and then 6.
All right, I'll give you guys my 7 real quick. Last week, the Seahawks were my number 7. The Seahawks have dropped out of my rankings.
Ooh.
The Seahawks are no longer on the top 10.
They didn't look very good.
They lost versus this team that I have at my number 7 right now, the 3-3.
It's a big jump.
Cincinnati Bengals. It is a big jump, but I do think they deserve some credit. They're actually starting to turn things around. This is a team to where if they're playing right, they're a top 5 team in the NFL. And right now they just beat a Seahawks team who last week was top 7 in my rankings. They just went out there and beat a team. They showed that once they start getting healthier, they're legit. They're scary. You don't want to see the Cincinnati Bengals. And that's a team to me. If they start getting things going, that's a Super Bowl team that you could see in the AFC come out of the AFC. So I'm going the Bengals at 7. Number 6, I think we might have the same number 6, Buffalo Bills. They were my number 6. That's my second team outside the Lions. I've made that very vocal. I've had Josh Allen to win the MVP. But they haven't moved at all. They didn't move at all. They didn't really sit there and woo like they did at, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Didn't show me what I wanted to see. Really. They struggled versus the Giants, and they probably could have lost that game versus the Giants. Should have.
I got him at number 6 too. No need for much further explanation there. Now we start to get interesting. Wait, did you give 6?
I just did. Yep.
Yeah, you just did 6. So my number 5. I got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Me too.
At 5-1. You got the Eagles at 5-2.
Yep.
I love it.
The fraud Eagles.
This was the moment, the week where they gave me enough or gave me too little enough. They gave me a reason to move them back and have other teams jump in front of them. So Eagles, I still think they're going to be. I don't know if they're frauds. They're just. I don't believe in them yet. They got the pieces. The coaching's kind of all over the place. They haven't learned to replace Shane Steichen and the other coordinator they left. I'm blanking on his name. So
frauds.
They've got a. Their schedule is ridiculous moving forward. So there's some question marks there.
They've already lost 3 or 4 one possession, or won 3 or 4 one possession games. Like they're just every team's in. They're playing the Commanders, the Rams, whoever they're playing. They just lost to the Jets. They're in just all these one possession games. The reason they're 5 in mine is because they're 5-1. Yeah. But like you said, they have one of the toughest schedules coming up the next 3 or 4 games. They're going to drop. I think
the rest of the season.
I think they end up dropping a couple.
Ridiculous. So what about number 4?
Number 4. I have a team that was 5. They moved up 1 spot in my rankings from last week. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are my number 4. A lot of people I saw some people had them at number 1. I moved them up. They were at 5 last week for me. I just moved them up 1 spot. They're doing nothing that's like spectacular to me.
Yeah.
You know, they played the Broncos. It was a 1 possession game until the end. Like the Broncos had a chance to go win the game at a point.
Yeah, you look at their wins. Other than the Jaguars, Bears, Jets, Vikings, Broncos, it's not a very impressive body of work for being in that top 3. But again, it's Mahomes, it's Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones.
Is that your 4 as well?
No, it's not. I got the Miami Dolphins at number 4. I still have the Chiefs ahead of the Dolphins. Don't get me wrong, that offense is incredible. And although they're facing some injuries, I think they're not a fake team. I just don't have faith in their defense yet. They are getting Jaylen Ramsey back very soon. They got some players on defense, so I'm surprised they're not playing as well.
Yeah.
But they need some sort of defense to balance what their offense does. They can't get in a shootout every single game. When the playoffs come along, they're not going to score 70 points.
I have them at 3 as well. I have the Dolphins at 3. There's that side of the ball that you can question, the defense for sure, but that offense is scary. Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle, like those 2 guys together, that's a scary duo. That might be the best. That's the best in the NFL right now.
Yeah, it's wild. And then you had Mostert, who's arguably the second best running back in the league.
Down is a little tough.
But Jeff Wilson's coming back. I'm not worried about their offense at all. They're going to be fine as long as Tua is healthy. So what we're saying is you had Kansas City at 4, Dolphins at 3. I had Dolphins at 4.
I'm guessing you have Kansas City
at 3. And we haven't mentioned a team from Detroit yet. Shall we?
Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. Actually, yeah, you go first.
It depends. I don't know who you have at number 2. I don't know who you have at number 1. You go first.
I'm going to go first because I
might have a different team at number 2 than you.
I have the Detroit Lions at number 2. I have the Detroit Lions as the number 2 team in the NFL. Not 5. Not the $5 bill that Dan Campbell pulled out at number 2. They've done enough to prove that they're worth that spot. They're playing the best football of all of these teams. You could even argue the San Francisco 49ers. They're playing better football all around than the 49ers. I still have the 49ers at number 1, and we'll obviously give that away. They are tough. They are great. But this is about the number 2 team, and it's the Detroit Lions. And Booner, I see him over here. He's
doesn't matter
in the
if you
kitchen.
have 1 ass cheek and 3 toes.
Number 2 for me, Broder. Me and you did have a conversation before the show. And I'm going to call Omaha real quick. Omaha! The number 2 team for me in the NFL is the San Francisco 49ers. Woo! And the number 1 team in the NFL right now, I'm going to say the Detroit Lions.
Holy sh!
Right now, if we're talking about power rankings this week, Matthew Broder, the Detroit Lions had the best football team last weekend. San Francisco had injuries. The Eagles didn't look great. They lost. The Dolphins, they've been the Dolphins. But the Detroit Lions have taken the NFL by storm. They have proven that they can play football with anyone in this football league right now.
Yeah, baby.
The Detroit Lions are right now the best team in football, and they will be, and they will continue to prove why they are. They'll go get a win this Sunday. They'll improve to 6-1. Jared Goff is playing at an elite level. He's playing up there with the best of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now. That gives me the confidence. If you have a quarterback doing that and you're 5-1, you can go beat any football team. I believe the Detroit Lions can win any game right now if you put them out on a field in a neutral field.
I think they can win on the road too. That they can win any game against any team. I'm not saying they're going to win. They're going to beat the 49ers 10 out of 10 times or 9 out of 10 times. They can beat the 49ers in San Francisco.
And the thing is, I'm sorry, Broder.
No, go.
The thing is with this too is that this is all opinion based too, because there's going to be people who have the Lions at 2, 3 different spots. I truly feel like though this Detroit Lions team let's look at, they do have injuries right now. If David Montgomery's healthy, if Brian Branch is healthy, which they will be in the next couple weeks, this team can compete with anyone. Anyone. And I truly, truly believe that. I truly believe this Detroit Lions team is one of the best in the NFL. Top 2. They're sitting up there with the 49ers. A couple weeks ago, you'd be sitting there being like, I don't know about the 49ers. The Eagles, the Dolphins, the Chiefs. No, this Lions team is legit. They went on the road. They were battle tested. They showed they can show up in any environment and win a game without even a sweat.
Where are their holes? They're balanced all over on both sides of the ball. Special teams, offense, defense, offensive line. Like, I'm not saying they're the top in the NFL at each one of these units, but they have very minimal to no holes. That doesn't mean that they can beat any team on it. Like this team is special.
It is,
and they have that thing that you can't even calculate. It's not there's a feeling about this team. They're doing it the right way, and I don't know. The sky's the limit.
The best part about all of this too and I'm just going to keep throwing it out there, is when they get healthy, like they're doing this now with their depth.
Bro.
Think about when they have depth and they're healthy. They're going to be a scary football team. They have, you said it on the morning show, the 2 best coordinators in the NFL right now. They have Dan Campbell who controls everything. I think this team is the best in the NFL right now. I think from top to bottom, with the 49ers injuries, the way the Eagles lost to the Jets, I think this team...
Bro, this is without C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, Jonah Jackson, David Montgomery, Josh Pascal, James Houston. Like, the list goes on. Who knows how many of those will come back, but...
And I don't know if Chad Fisher's saying this to me. He said they got cooked by Miami last year.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't remember that game, the Detroit Lions were dominating that game all the way up until halftime, and then the offense just didn't score in the second half. If they would beat the Dolphins right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Detroit Lions had first of all, the Dolphins rushing offense, those 2 running backs they've had have been dominant, right?
Yes.
Detroit Lions had the best running defense in the NFL.
Facts.
So
the Miami defense is suspect too.
It is
sus.
Like you would think they'd be like, a top 10, top 15, but they're very sus, dude. So I don't know.
Very sus.
But what we're going to do, we're going to come back. We're going to go to break real quick. We're going to end up coming back. We're going to talk about national rankings. There's some power rankings that have the Detroit Lions maybe in the spot that I had them. There's some that have them very low. So we're going to talk about that. Let's do let me do one real quick, and then we'll hit your dispo.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you guys real quick about the college pregame show. Is back this Saturday. It is time for the Great Divide, the game that splits the state of Michigan in half. Go green or go blue. Question mark? Does Harbaugh notch another win in his, or does MSU come in after Big Blue? Wow, that's a great rhyme right there. It is the Woodward Sports for the love of college football pregame show. Spencer Rackster, Flannel Sam, Easy, many more will get you pumped up. I might join the show for a little bit as well at the second half of it this Saturday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check it out. Dispo, experience Dispo Romeo. They're a team that curates an exceptional, exclusive atmosphere, fresh inventory from all over Michigan. They are the first ever cannabis mall of its kind, located off the 32-mile road in Van Dyke in Romeo. The Dispo Romeo location is open till midnight, 6 days a week, every day but Sunday. Can it get any better than that? No, it definitely cannot. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your friends to the city that never sleeps. It's the Syntron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinksyntron.com/Vegas and buy Syntron at your local Meijer store. Syntron, the healthier energy drink that tastes great, gets you to look good, feel good, and be the best version of yourself with Syntron. Check them out at drinksyntron.com/Vegas.
Yeah, baby, Lions, baby. Let's go. Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, joined as always Matt Broder, Detroit Lions beat reporter, over there dancing like he's in the club right now. That's how he dances in the club.
Lean back.
In the club. We're going to get into it, though. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get to 150 likes before the end of this next segment. What we're going to do right now as well, open the phone lines up. Nick, if we can do that, let's open the phone lines up to just get some callers in here. We're going to go over some of the national media, but we're going to open them up, get some people in at 9:40-ish. We're going to take some callers just about the Detroit Lions. Where do you have the Detroit Lions in your power rankings right now? 1, 2, 3, where is it at? We would love to hear from a couple people before we do mailbag. But national power rankings.
Let's see it, Booner. Let's hear it.
I've got about 3 or 4 of them real quick I wanted to share with everyone. The first one, Stephen A. Smith. Jaylen, whenever you're ready with that one, if you want to throw the Stephen A. Smith one up, I just want you guys to know that I'm not the only one that has the Detroit Lions as the best football team in the NFL right now. Stephen A. Smith. Meet Booner. Booner meets Stephen A. Smith. Look at that. Number 1 in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. 49ers, number 2. Dolphins, number 3. You know what? I did not realize this just now, fellas. Me and Stephen A. had the same top 5. I might have to be Stephen A. for Halloween and come in with the suit.
And LeBron James.
The exact same one. Look at that. Lions, 49ers, Dolphins, Chiefs, Eagles. Shout out Stephen A.
I could see you guys being friends.
Oh, for sure. Oh, man.
He doesn't like to lose.
No, yeah, me and Steve, we would battle it out for sure. We wouldn't shut up. But now, Stephen A., I mean, brother, it shows right there. National media. I know sometimes Stephen A. might be one to get clicks and all of that, but
ain't nobody messing with my click.
Stephen A. he knows what he's talking about when it comes to.
He does. I love to see it. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with anyone who has him in the top 5. It's fun to see someone put him at number 1, other than you, other than local media who sees it. I trust in your pick too. It is fun to see the national media give their attention to the Lions in a real way. Like for anybody to put him above the San Francisco 49ers, whether you believe it or not, they see something in this team that's different. They're not just going to do that for any old team. Oh man, Stephen A. LeBron's
Everyone's
best friend.
in here. MP Booner's rocket doing blackface. No, I'm talking about the suit, guys.
You doing blackface, dude?
No, they said because I said I'm going to be Stephen A.
It's so funny because when you said it, I started laughing so hard.
I'm talking about the suit that he was wearing. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Coach Walk. Shout out Coach Walk, though. The man. Next one here. We're going to do 2 more. I want to do Pete Prisco.
Petey.
Me and Pete have had this battle going on. I think Pete might have tuned into the show once or twice, or he's seen our reels on Instagram of me screaming at him. But Pete Prisco has finally respected the Detroit Lions here. Pete Prisco, I believe, has the Detroit Lions as the number 3 team in the NFL. Look at that, fellas.
Wow. Took you long enough, Petey.
Thank you, Pete. Can we all just get a round of applause for Pete?
I'm not going to. So quit.
He's like the little dog in Little Rascals, Petey. He's finally coming along, just hanging with the boys. Let's see. So you got Chiefs number 1. He's got the 49ers at 4. That's a little odd, but hey, that top 5, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, he does have the Chiefs at 1, which is, to me, I feel like he had the Chiefs even after we beat them. I feel like he had the Chiefs above them.
Is this Petey Flannel? Is this Flannel's dad?
Oh,
Chiefs fan?
It might
I love
be.
Flannel. I don't want to slander Flannel.
No, shout out Flannel.
But
he usually watches, so he's probably watching.
Yeah, he's got to have the Patrick Mahomes argument. Pete Prisco, I'm saying. Okay, he's giving him it for being the Chiefs.
It's crazy how you can have the Chiefs number 1, though, after, they not almost lost to the Broncos, but the Broncos had a chance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of wild to me. Last one here. This is one I had a problem with. This is my new Pete Prisco. I have a new name for you guys. Are you guys ready for the new name?
No new names.
No, there's a new. No new friends.
Go ahead. Yeah.
A man by the name of Connor Orr that works over at Sports Illustrated. He didn't just put the Detroit Lions in a bad spot.
Don't do it.
He dropped the Detroit Lions.
Dropped
from where they were.
Drop it like it's hot.
He
but
took
not
them
the top
down,
5.
and let me see exactly where he took them down
Look
from.
up Booner.
And there it is.
That's terrible.
The Detroit Lions. This man, Connor Orr, has the Detroit Lions as the 7th best team in the NFL. 5-1. And I don't even know. Do we want to read all this? Because I really don't care what that man has to say right now. If I'm being completely honest.
No.
This is ridiculous. This should get your Sports Illustrated card taken away.
I don't understand if you guys who are watching on YouTube, all of this stuff is positive. I don't understand why he's moving them down.
I wish I could tell you.
I was waiting for him to say, but what a clown. What a clown. Bozo. What's Nielsen? Bozo.
I'm trying to find this article on here. I can't find it, but he had. I'm
already
pretty
got
sure
fired.
he had the Bengals at number like 5 or 6.
Oh, he was one of those.
He put, and I did have the Bengals on my list.
You're almost
but I'm
one
just
of those.
smart enough to know where to put them and not move the Detroit Lions down from I think maybe 5th or 4th. They had them at last week down to 7.
5-1 to a 3-3
I could be
team.
wrong. I was trying to look
you're
for it
right.
here.
You're right.
I believe he did though.
You're right. A 3-3 team ahead of the Detroit Lions, a 5-1. That doesn't make any sense.
I just want to.
Bozo.
Connor Orr, you are officially taking over of the clown spot from Pete Prisco. That is where you are at. That is it, though, for National Power Rankings. If you guys want to, real quick, too, put in the chat where you guys think the Detroit Lions fall in your power rankings. 1, 2, 3, wherever you guys are at. Please don't put 7. I'm going to have to call you out. But wherever you guys have the Detroit Lions, throw them in there. Let's go to break real quick. And then we'll come back and we're going to take some phone calls here. I think we might have a couple phone calls. Let me tell you guys real quick about Big Boy. All right.
Bob Dabalina, Mr.
There
Bob
we go.
Dabalina.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try the best cheeseburger or our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. If you want some chicken, try the Dolly chicken sandwich or turn up the heat with the Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade your fries. If you get some fries, chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries, and save some dessert for the chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. And if you want some more dessert, try the funnel cake fries. Those things are amazing. That is over at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Downtown's newest sports bar, 5 Iron Golf. They got 13 TrackMan simulators, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and restaurant. Leagues are back. You can compete nationwide for a chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. Just bring a foursome or sign up as an individual and you can get placed on a team. You got to do so, though, at 5irongolf.com. Use code Woodward10 for 30% off. That is 5irongolf.com.
5 Iron.
5.
All right, we are back. Welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. My name is Booner, joined by the Detroit Lions beat reporter, Matt Broder, as always. Beautiful backdrop here, by the way. Woodward Nights in the nighttime. We've got Jaylen in the TD booth and Nick in the sound booth, as always.
Tailgate wins always.
Make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, hit that like button for us. We're at 132. Let's get 150 here before we end the show here. We would really appreciate that.
Hit that like button for Mike Hilton. He's just constantly reminding the chat. Remember when Booner said he agreed to play Broder in any sport? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
I did say I added go-karts in there. I want to know very well. I've grown up watching NASCAR my whole life. I'm an elite racer.
I've done boxcar, or I think it was called IndyCar or boxcar once. And
I'm elite.
I'm down.
I will destroy anyone.
I'm down to come out for that with you.
I'm an elite racer, so I will destroy anyone.
You ever play Bureau Kart?
Oh, we have to drink and then
Mario Kart.
We can do that. I'm down.
Can't drink and drive. Maybe we could get a video of that.
We might have to. It might have to be the finale.
Yeah,
finale.
We'll set something up here if we get to 150. Oh, we will get to 150. Let's get to 150.
Oh, we gonna.
But we do have a caller.
William from Grand Haven.
Yes, in the chat, William called in here. And if you guys still want to call in, the number Let me get you guys the number real quick. 313-552-6322. Again, that is 313-552-6322. We're going to start tomorrow opening the line for the whole show. But bring it in. Bring
Big
William
Willie
in.
style.
Yeah, William, you're live.
How you doing, William?
Hey, what's up? Booner and Broder, how you guys doing?
Doing great as always, William. Appreciate you calling in. Victory week.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing in the booth?
Booth, you guys good?
Doing great, William. Super
That's
fired
good.
up.
That's
cool.
Good. Now, the Detroit Lions defense has been elite for the past 4 weeks, guys.
Yes.
And the offense, Jared Goff has been carrying this offense left and right, week by week.
Yep.
And I hear that Jared Goff is building chemistry with Jameson Williams, and that's just going to get better as time goes on. And Amon St. Brown is going to keep on doing his thing. Aiden Hutchinson is going to keep on doing his thing. I mean, the Lions have the best depth, I think, in the NFL. They're bringing in Mohamed Ibrahim. I think he's going to do really well his first game. So the Lions are going to come, and they're here, guys. They're going to get the first seed. I think these
first seed.
This is the team. This is the team, and guys, I think Goff is better than Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's more consistent. And
William, you talking about body of work or his season this season today?
This season today.
Okay, yeah, that's I'm right on with you.
Yeah, that I would say that's fair, William. If you would have said career-wise overall, I'd have had.
Yeah, not yet.
He has 11 touchdowns and 3 interceptions this year, guys. I mean, like, he could be on pace for another record without throwing an interception.
True. At any point in time,
that'd be amazing.
And one thing too, William, kind of just with what you said there, real quick. I apologize to cut you off, but this is like something is me saying that the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now. Is every single position group, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow a little bit. Is position groups. Every position group right now is one of the best in the NFL. And that's with injuries and guys being down. Run defense, pass defense, overall defense, they're top 5 or top 10. Offense overall, top 5. Offensive line's the best in the NFL. Weapons are all up there. One of the best tight ends in the NFL. One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. One of the best coordinators in the NFL. Best coaches in the NFL. You have everything.
We do actually have the best long snapper in the NFL, Scott Daly. That's a fact.
Shout out. Yep, I was going to try out for long snapper. Didn't happen.
Another sport.
What else you have here for us, William? William, I do actually a question for you.
Send it.
Outside the offensive line, on offense, who do you have? I guess, I was going to say, who do you have the most faith in like the position group? Because we're going to talk about that tomorrow.
We'll hit him on defense then.
Defense. Best position group right now that you think is the best for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, that's gotta be Penei Sewell, guys.
Oh, so the best offensive player, Penei.
Yeah, definitely Penei Sewell. Like I mean, and Hapuputi Veti, that guy he's really good too. And I really like Taylor Decker. I mean, those guys are elite through and through. And they held against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guys, and they were like one of the best defenses in the NFL. So this team is showing out week in and week out.
They have. William, thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate the time. Yeah, we really appreciate the call, William. We've got to get to break here in a second, but thanks so much for calling. William from Grand Haven. I love what he's saying, bringing up Taylor Decker at the end of that, because he's one of those guys. I feel like sometimes when you make a transition from a bad team to a good team, you need a little bit, you need some carryover of that blood to remember how
don't want to forget where
bad
you came
it was. From. Yeah, the Brandon Ainge of the team. They get him there, and we'll see what happens with Taylor Decker's next contract.
I'll tell you,
he's a piece for this team.
I'll tell you what, though, even if they had a guy that was carryover from these bad Lions teams, I promise you, none of these players will ever forget how bad the Detroit Lions were for the last 40 years.
100%.
So that would be something that everyone and the fans always will remind the Lions, and they have. So I'm glad things have turned around. We're gonna go to break though, real quick, guys. Super quick, and then we're gonna go into mailbag.
Yes,
we're going to
get
hit
your
mailbag.
questions
So
in.
start dropping your questions right now. We'll go back and answer all of the questions. May go a few minutes over for you guys since we started a few minutes late.
Yeah, buddy.
But let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's
big
real
shot.
quick. Make sure you guys come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. You can take me if you would like. I will be your bud for the Final Four. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome. So is Les Stanford. You know, they've been running a great business for over 50 years, and they just expanded, offered more products. They dropped the Buick GMC Les Stanford dealership. It's the same great service they've offered to customers that customers have come to know and trust. It's on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile, and they have their flagship location in Dearborn. Go check them out. Find the brands you want at lesstanford.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White and Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Bullseye. Join Woodward Sports and Bullseye. Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink. Put on by the Bullseye Event Group. God, I screwed that one up. But this Sunday before the Ravens game, they'll be in shed number 5. No, it's going to be the next home game.
Monday Night Raiders.
Monday Night Raiders. It's October 30th. Game starts at 8:15, which means the tailgate will be 5:15. It will be in shed number 5, and it will be a bash.
Bullseye.
So come hang out with your friends at Woodward Sports Network. We got food, we got drinks, we got entertainment. It's all included. You
And
just
long
got to
drink.
get your tickets. Yes, and long drink. Just got to get your tickets at bullseyeeventgroup.com.
There we go, brother. Got through that.
I should just do it all off the dome like Harry Mack.
You should. All right, we are back. Lions, baby. Let's go. We are back at his Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Welcome back. And we're going to get into mailbag now real quick. Before we get into mailbag, hit that like button for us. Let's get over that 150 threshold there for us. First question. Mailbag, Steve Lehman. The question keeps getting asked about being buyers at the trade deadline. Let's flip it. Who would you sell on this team?
Ooh.
Broder, you go first. I'll let you go.
I'm gonna toe this one easy.
Yeah,
I'm not
me
gonna
too.
really sell out any players. You know, maybe you look at an expiring contract or someone with maybe a year or 2 years left. I'm not even gonna name anyone. I don't know if I should. But there's some guys on the defensive line. So they've been battling injuries. Maybe they're brothers. Maybe they're 2 guys that could provide some pass rush
I'm
to
not
other
going to
teams.
sell anybody out, but I'm going to give some.
I know. I don't want.
No, you're.
I
That's
don't want
fair.
anybody to try. I don't want to call anybody out. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say it. Who did they talk
That's
about?
getting clipped.
Who did they talk about it in the preseason?
Don't clip that.
Who was everyone talking about? One of the Aquara brothers, because
Yeah.
everyone was having the conversations, or both of them going to make the team, and there were already conversations about the Giants reaching out preseason to the Lions about one of the Aquara brothers. I think it was Julian actually. So that would be maybe a deal, like you said, defensive line one. Maybe you trade one away to bring in a different defensive line. I don't know. That is a tough question to answer, though.
Yeah, maybe if you're going to get a defensive lineman, they want another lineman in return, a younger, more pass rush heavy, something cheaper.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Here's one, Chad Fisher. Does anyone really know why Bugs got benched earlier this season? He's been pretty good, getting tips and kind of making different plays.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really knows. It's something internal. It doesn't have to do with play. I don't know if he showed up overweight or he got into it with some coach, but it's nothing that was on the film. Bugs has been playing strong the last couple seasons, so something happened internally. I'm just impressed at how they dealt with it, got past it. It went on for 2 weeks, but things seem to be okay. Bugs is happy and playing well.
This one here as well, Broder.
Yeah?
Eric Burrow. Favorite Super Bowl matchup for Detroit if the Lions. Who would you want to see them face?
Broncos. No, I'm just kidding. You want a legitimate team?
Yeah.
Let me see real quick. Yeah, I'll take the Broncos any day of the week, although I should probably not speak too fast. They are on the schedule. I want to stay away from the AFC North. Kind of the AFC. I don't want the... I think, you know what? This is one that I think will be a fun Super Bowl for it to happen. Lions-Dolphins. I think that'd be so great.
That'd be a scary one.
Yeah, it'd be a shootout, but I don't know. It'd be awesome. Don't you guys think that would be just an awesome Super Bowl? Try to take your love of the Lions out of it, and just like a football fan, that would be a damn good game.
I would like to play the Bengals and beat Joe Burrow.
I would not want to play Joe Burrow in the bowl.
I'm with you there, Nick.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Joe Burrow guy, but like no bias. Like
bar.
Ooh, not gonna lie. I'm a Joe Burrow guy. I'm kind of fly. Anyway,
hey yo.
Anyway, I don't think that's gonna work. I'd be terrified, dude.
Of Joe Burrow? I'm scared of Tyreek Hill in
it's just
the
the
Super
playoffs.
Bowl.
Like the Bengals in the playoffs, dude. Like I'd be terrified. It'd be fun to watch though. It'd be fun for sure.
Yeah, Lions-Jags would be good, says Shane Daniel. Yes, beat Joe Burrow. Eric Burrow, you're going to beat your family member?
Woo.
Cousin Joe? Bengals aren't making the Super Bowl. They aren't. I think they're toast.
Couple of things I saw in here, Broder. Question for you as the beat reporter. Matt Prater. I saw the name in here. It's just... I thought about this at Tampa when we missed that over 50-yarder. We never kick them anymore because we know what happens when we do. Could that come back to bite us big late in the season when we actually really do need that plus 50-yarder?
I haven't decided how much of an issue that is, if it's anyone. I think there is a little bit to it. Like you're missing a little bit of advantage you get being able to kick a 55-yarder consistently. You can almost rely on Riley Patterson for anything within 50, but as soon as you hit that mark, I don't know what his percentage is.
What is the 50? You have to get to the 35 for a 50? About 35,
what
33.
Is it 18 yards back or
it's
something?
Like 33 at 17 yards.
Yeah.
So 17. So you have to get to the 33 no matter what. If you have a guy like Justin Tucker, Matt Prater, you only have to get to the 40, 30, 37.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to, like that's a whole first down difference.
Yeah.
I feel like. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna bite us at the end. That's an interesting, very interesting question.
How about this though? I knew I had a stat in my notes somewhere. Detroit has scored 8 of their 20 offensive touchdowns this season from outside the red zone, the second most in the NFL behind the Dolphins. So I know it's just the red zone, so that's 20 yards, but they're a good team at scoring from deep when they got space.
Do you want to real quick tell us about Woodward, the main show?
Yes.
It will go a couple minutes over here for the people, just a couple extra questions as well. So
Woodward and Main, it's our Lions Insider Show. I host it with Gabrielle D. Phillips and the legend, the Detroit sports and media legend, Terry Foster. We talk all things Detroit Lions, try to give it a little insider perspective from us three being down in Allen Park. It's a lot of fun. We were there this morning, and it is every Tuesday from 7 to 8 a.m., and then every Sunday before the game from 8 to 9. I do believe we'll be Sunday. I think we'll be Sunday this week, or the week of Monday Night Football, and then we're going to have an early one Tuesday morning just after Monday Night Football. So tune in, check out Woodward and Main Street. Also, keep getting your mailbag questions in. Ask us anything.
Here, I have a good one. IT Hips.
Oh, iFips.
Yes, he said, what player makes you the most nervous outside of Lamar Jackson on the Ravens? I'll give you guys this one. I think the heavies mentioned it. Mark Andrews.
Ooh,
tight ends has been a thing with the Detroit Lions who have in the past, and it is a different team, different defense. Tight ends have given us trouble. Mark Andrews is one of the best in the NFL.
He is.
Jaylen?
I got one. It's a defensive player, though.
Ooh.
I'm going to go Roquan Smith, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's very
across
good.
the middle, Sam, when he was going against Levante David, like, Levante, he kind of had Sam, a little, shaky. So, Roquan, being in that middle, we don't have Demont, so it's going to be real interesting to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they quietly have a really good defense. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Jadeveon Clowney, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey. They have dudes. That secondary, Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton back there, that's scary.
They just signed Kyle Van Noy, too.
Kyle Van Noy, he had a sack this last week, too. Like, that's a legit, this is a legit team you're playing against.
Oh, yeah.
Especially 100%. This defense. This is a better defense to me than the Bucks. You can argue.
You could argue, yeah. I can mess with that.
Who was your pick?
Me? I was going to say Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton?
I was almost going to say Jadeveon Clowney, but then I think Lions got that offensive line. Kyle Hamilton safety. You never know what kind of difference he can make. Coming up on Amon-Ra St. Brown over the middle, or laying. You hope he doesn't lay a big hit on J-Mo or Josh Reynolds coming across. We'll see. All right,
let's do 2 more questions here real quick.
All right.
Nobody said, Booner, when did you realize you never lose? As soon as I was born. Right away.
Straight out the womb.
Oh, straight. Yep. Right away.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I feel like all the offensive linemen on the Lions are having babies or have had babies.
I did see Panay is having another one. Shout out.
Shout out. Should we start calling them the Legion of Womb?
From the womb to the tomb. Yeah.
I've been waiting on that one all day.
Good job, Broder.
Thank you. I had to sneak it in. 10:01. We got one more. Or are we gonna call it a night?
It's up to you. I don't know.
Let's just shout out everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. QT, Mark Holmes, Coach Walk, IT Hip, Steve Lehman, Fletch Lives Daily, Chad Fisher, the away fan, Trisha Miller. Thanks for coming back. I know you're getting into it with Jeff, but I'm so happy you're here. Nicholas,
quick, Coach Walk 2. The only answer on that right there is Jennifer Aniston. I named my car after Jennifer Aniston.
To kill?
No, to marry.
Oh no, she's getting dropped off.
That's my wife, Jennifer Aniston. I named my car, my brand new car I just bought, named after Jennifer. My car's name is Jen.
So who do you leave out?
Oh, I don't even know. I didn't even read the last. I just saw
Scarlett, Jennifer Lawrence, and
I don't even care. Jennifer's number 1. The rest are out. Jennifer, since I've been a kid, I've been all Jennifer.
Baby boom.
That's it, Jennifer. That's been my wife since I've been a kid.
You used to watch Friends?
Favorite show of all time. That's why. All right, hey, we appreciate you guys all tuning in. Make sure before you guys leave, hit that like button when the stream ends. Leave a comment for us. We will be back tomorrow from 8 to 10 p.m. Make sure you guys don't miss out and tune back in. Tell a friend about the show. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Toodles.
Love you guys.